Hi there, I'm Callum.
And I'm Roxana.
8 months ago, we moved to an amazing wee island on the west coast of Scotland called Islay.
In 2019, we bought an ex-ambulance and we spent a year and a half converting it into our perfect little home on wheels. Say hi to Tyrion Bannister.
So in today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. I wanted to show you how Roks and I took the van from being the white ambulance to this lovely cream coloured camper van. We painted our van using Raptor paint, which is a tough, hard paint, which we thought was perfect, both aesthetically and practically to use in our camper van conversion. So in this video, we're going to run through the process of how we've done that paint job. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, hello everyone. So for the last year, me and Roks have been working on this ambulance conversion. And obviously by looking at it now, it's not an ambulance.
No more.
So if you want to check out the video we done on how we converted this interior into what it looks like now, we'll leave a link up in the video,
yes,
so you can check that out. But for today, we're actually going to talk about and show you how we're going to repaint the outside of the van. Mm-hmm. Currently, it's just a white, boring looking van, and we're going to use a paint called Raptor paint, which we can just go out and show.
Yeah.
This is Raptor paint. Now, it's Bedliner for trucks and stuff, so it's a hard, durable paint which is textured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now this stuff's tintable, so
you can add any paint to it.
Yeah, so you add any kind of oil-based paint to this, and you can get any colour you want. Mm-hmm. It's meant to be durable, so perfect for our big white beast of an ambulance.
Yeah, and as you can see, that's the kind of texture we're gonna get. So it's just not gonna be like very plain. It's gonna have like a really cool texture to it.
I've done a little bit of work already on kind of buffing down any wee bare bits of metal, and I've primed it with this, I think it's a lead-based paint, which will stop it rusting. The plan is to get it done, at least most of the exterior today, sanded down, but it's quite a large van, so that might it might be more difficult than we think. So what I've been doing, as you can see, I'm not taking all the paint off with the sander, I'm just taking that shine off, so you can see that it's now more kind of matte compared to, I don't know, maybe you can see maybe the side, it's all shiny. So we're just trying to take the wee quick layer off the top, and that'll give the paint a better grip, I suppose. But okay, I'm going to do the whole van just now, just with this. Finished what I was doing for today. We just kind of concentrated on the front of the van. So as you can see, we have sanded it down. You can see that it's a lot less shiny than it was before. There's some bare bits. All the red paint is just primer from where it was scuffed down to the bare metal. So we've sprayed that up, and then I've done a little bit more than I planned and thought we'd start masking things off straight from the bit. It just means you're not sanding the whole time, which is kind of sore on the arms. So tomorrow we'll try and do the sides, which will be a lot easier because there's a lot less fiddly bits. We'll cover up the windows, and maybe the day after that we'll have to take off the roof rack, which will be not very fun at all. So that's me just taking off this plastic trim. As you can see below it, it's very, very dirty. Now it'll be easier when we're coming to spray the van if we have this off. it'll be easier to get a cleaner paint job, particularly on the edges. It needs cleaned anyway, and there's little rusty patches which we'll need to tidy up. That's us on day 4 of the respray of the van. 4 days, which I thought the job to sand it all down, I thought would take 1 day. So that shows you. We only have this kind of section here to do, and then we have to take the roof rack off, the solar panels off, and also sand down the roof to prepare the roof for painting. That's going to be a real pain in the neck of a job. I was trying to do a little bit yesterday, but it's definitely a 2-person job because that roof rack is heavy. The solar panels weigh a ton, and I can't do it by myself, and Roks is too small. So, as you can see, we've boarded up the windows. Everything that's not to be sprayed, we have masked off with masking tape, plastic, old insulation, just stuff we had left lying around from the van conversion. But it's a tedious job. It seems to take forever, you know, going around everything. And as you'll notice, things are just starting to peel off. We're working in this old barn at my parents' house, and it's not exactly weather tight. It's kind of weather tight, but it's not perfect. So we've got incoming winds, it's damp, it's possibly the worst week of all to do this. But we're running out of time, so we're going to try the best we can. And hopefully, maybe by tomorrow we can start spraying, but that's a big maybe. And if not, then possibly early next week. And let's hope that the weather's better. But I say, it's just taking a long time, and the weather's not helping. But we're doing okay.
I'm ready.
Sometimes it's best to play.
You put it down?
Uh-huh.
And then come and help me.
Yeah.
Got away?
Oh, shit.
We're going down.
Oh.
Yeah! Oh, that was very good.
I hope so. So now officially we are ready to paint it. As you could see in the background, we already started it. We've got the liner, and then I'm gonna add the paint, which is gonna take a long time until it will fully get in. Oh, oh no, it's still going. Okay, that's pretty good, I would say. So obviously it's quite important to have all the measurements kind of the same. That's why we're using a scale to measure everything perfectly. We add this here. And we shake it for 2 minutes. And once you finish shaking it for a long time, and after it's very tiring, you need to attach this to your gun that comes in a set, and then you attach it to the compressor. As you can see, it's actually quite easy to apply it as well, because I've never done it before. I never painted really a car. And it's actually quite easy to kind of spray it and do it quite evenly, I would say.
So that's us finished our first layer of the spray paint, the Raptor paint. We had a few issues. One of the main ones being we don't know how to work a generator.
Compressor?
A compressor, don't even know the name of it. So it kept unplugging and then we were losing pressure. So I think tomorrow when we do the second spray, we're going to really concentrate on keeping the pressure the same the whole way. Because the way this paint's designed, it's got a texture. So depending on the pressure of the compressor, you're going to get a different texture, depending on the pressure, which is kind of obvious when you look at the side of the van. Another stupid kind of thing we found difficult to do was to actually remove the Raptor tubes from the gun. It seems like the paint, when you screw it in, it dries pretty quick. So when it dries, you can't turn the thing off. So first coat done, we've done quite a heavy coat, and then tomorrow we're going to do a nice light coat. So that's us done the second coat of Raptor paint. So that's us finished with the main body of the van, and we're pretty stoked about how it looks. It looks really, really good. Even coverage, very easy for us amateurs to kind of apply. The next thing for us to do is to take off all the masking off the bottom for the trim of the van. We have 2 tubs of Raptor left. We had 12, so we used 10 to do the whole van and the roof, just to give you an idea. We only used 2 tubs of Raptor to do the whole second layer, so we were just patching up little bits, trying to hide off where the primer was. And 2 tubs was enough to do the whole van, and this is a very, very big van. Next thing we do is to paint the trim with our 2 remaining bottles of Raptor, which should be enough. If we can do the whole van with 2, then we can do the trim. They're just going to go black, so it won't be too difficult. We won't have to do several layers to try and hide off any primer, because black should go on a lot easier. Close up.
Oh, that color works so well with black, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going to look...
It's gonna look amazing.
Like a bumblebee.
Oh yeah, like a bumblebee, I like that. That looks so fucking awesome! This is glamorous. That's an idea I thought.
So we have finished up the paint job on the van, which is looking really good, but there is only one other thing to do, and that is the wheels. Right now the wheels are silver, as you can see. There's a lot of flaky paint. They're silver, we want them to be black. So the job for today is to buff the wheels down, get rid of all that rust. We then put a coat of primer on it, and after that we'll spray them black. We'll do like 3 layers. This van is heavy. So you can see I've just done a kind of rough sand job with a more powerful tool. Now I'm going to go around it with a lighter sander and try and get into more of these details. So that's me sanded down the wheel. It's by no means perfect, and if you want a better coat of paint that'll last longer, then I'd advise getting rid of all the rust. this is the kind of the finished paint job we done on the van. We're really, really proud of it. We're really surprised that, you know, two amateurs managed to paint the van all by ourselves. I want to do a kind of review now of how the paint is held up. We finished the paint job about a year ago, and well, it's still on there, so that's good. There's obviously a couple of things we haven't kind of finished, or maybe didn't speak about on the video. Some, for example, are our lines, what we've done on the van. We forgot to video that part, so kind of missed it out. All we done for that is to put tape, masking tape along the side. We just spray paint the same paint we used on the wheels. You'll also notice that wheel isn't painted. In fact, the only wheel that we actually done is the one we done in the video. I never got around to finishing all 4 wheels, which is, yeah, it's funny. You can see here that the Raptor paint didn't really like being painted onto the plastic trim. It's actually peeling off on this bit. Now that could be a variety of things. That could be when we were painting it, the damp conditions of the shed affected how it stuck to the plastic, or it's just purely that it's maybe not designed to stick onto plastic trim. We had the spare paint, so we just thought we'd try it. It seems to be okay in most of the bits of trim, but particularly on this bit, it's starting to peel off. It's not the only place that it's peeling. I'll show you some other bits. Again, another sign of the paint not kind of working very well is here on the grille. It's starting to peel here. That could be to do with the engine heating up, and maybe the paint doesn't like binding to hot surfaces. Or again, it could just be the conditions in what we're painting in. Cold shed, damp shed, not ideal. But apart from these little kind of minor bits, it's a great paint job, and you can't scratch it. I mean, you really can't. So for that reason, we really do love it. So I just jumped into the van to try and escape the crazy rain that just hit us all of a sudden. That's the joys of living here on Isla. I just wanted to round off this video, you know, with a few positives. We really enjoyed using the Raptor paint. We really loved the finish. We loved how easy it was to apply, and most importantly, it just looks really cool. It makes our van look a wee bit more unique, I would say. But that's all for this week's video. We'll probably see you next week with our usual fortnightly video. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and have a good one. See you later.